guys, what's up? It is Reese, and today I'm sharing with you a look into my bullet journal and basically how I use this to organize my entire life. So my bullet journal is my main planning system, and I use it to keep me very productive between balancing school, YouTube, personal things, blogging, just everything goes in here, and this is what keeps me sane. So I recently found, I think, the best method that's been working for me, and it's been helping me stay really on top of things and stay productive, and I know a lot of you guys like to use bullet journaling as well, or if you're just interested and wanting to start out, hopefully this video can help you. But we're gonna take a look inside, show you like my real life schedule, all the things I write down, all of my homework and assignments and to-dos, and it's gonna look a little crazy, okay? You might be a little shook because every time I open it, I'm definitely a little shook. I would first like to apologize. There's gonna be a lot of talking in this video, and I might sound sick because I very much am. I have strep throat currently, but my voice is at like an okay state right now, so I thought I should film this real quick. But yeah, I'm sick. I do apologize. And if you're looking for more information about the supplies I use for my bullet journal, I have an entire blog post on my favorite school supplies, and a lot of them I use in my bullet journal on a daily basis. So I will have that linked down below. You can also just check out basicallyreese.com, and you might as well subscribe to the mailing list while you're there. Just saying. But yeah, if you guys are excited to see the craziness that is this, that organizes my life, then let's get started. Alright, so the notebook I use is the Leuchtturm 1917 hardcover dotted notebook, but once again I'll have everything listed in that blog post linked down below. So I'm going to open you up to this month's title page. So obviously it is the month of November. I just kept it really simple with this little cover design page here, and then my goals for the month. I think having a goals page is really important because it's just a constant reminder of what you're working towards, what all this organization and planning is for. Opening it up and seeing what your goals are is just a nice reminder, and it keeps you motivated, or at least for me. So I still have some room to put more goals because it is just the beginning of the month, but I'm gonna flip you to this week's spread, and guys, prepare yourself because it is quite insane. Alright, so here we go. This is the spread for this week. It's currently Friday, so this is everything I've planned in the past 4 to 5 days, and yes, I know it looks insane, but it's actually quite a simple structure. There's just a lot of things that I had to do inside of the spread, so just take it in for a second, take a look. And because today is Friday and I felt like I had more to do than what I could fit in here, I also have this sticky note for the day. So this is my running to-do list for the day, so I just set this up here, but I moved it so that you can see the entire week at a glance. So I'm first going to talk about how I have this structured. So if you could tell, this is a vertical spread with a timetable on the side, so I have it cut into 30-minute increments from 8 in the morning to 8 at night because that's usually when my work days are. And I've been playing around with this vertical spread for a while, developing it into getting it into what works best for me. And although I love the design aspect and the creativity part of a bullet journal, which is of course always great for us artistic people, I realized that I needed to focus more on making it as effective for me as possible. So I had to cut out some of the design elements. Yes, it's colorful, but there's not like pretty doodles and stuff. It's more just a very simple, structured design. So going back even to October, you can see here that I started with this vertical design, and I'm a to-do list type person. I have things that come to my mind that I have to do, and I just have to jot them down. I'd like to have the timetable on the side just so I can keep myself accountable for when I'm doing these to-dos, but in general I'm just a list type person, so the vertical design works best for me. Here is a lot more simple, and this is what I carried on through with the month of October, but I realized I needed just a bit more, especially like here when I got super busy. So I adjusted it to have the days Monday through Friday because that's when I have the most work. For the weekends, I can usually just write like a small to-do list like this, or I don't have much to do anyway on the weekends, but I wanted to dedicate most of the space from Monday to Friday, and then also have a space here for my weekly to-dos because I have things that are usually just need to be done throughout the week. They don't have specific time frames or deadlines, or they're due at the end of the week, but I still need a reminder to, you know, implement them into my daily to-dos. So beforehand, I was just using a sticky note like this to write down my weekly to-dos, but instead I integrated it into the design right on the side here so that I have a constant list of what I need to keep in mind for that week. So of course, like I already said, we have the vertical design, and with the time slots, it's just every line is 30 minutes because I find that if they were broken into like hours, I need like more space in between it because sometimes things will take an hour, and it goes from 8 a.m. to 8 at night because realistically I don't wake up before 8 a.m. and I try not to do work past 8 o'clock at night, but I mean I'm usually up late anyway. So for example, like at 10 o'clock here I have a marketing class. I'm not going to write that I'm in the marketing class because that's very redundant. I know I have marketing class at 10 o'clock every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Instead I'm going to write the thing that is due during that time. So I had this theme park project due for my marketing class, so I'm going to write that in the time that I'm in my marketing class. So that's just how I set up for like assignments when it comes to school. And I also created a little color code here at the bottom because I realized after writing an all black pen I couldn't really distinguish what was what. So I just took some highlighters and assigned a color to my different tasks. So for the pink we got really important school assignments. I didn't want to highlight everything pink again because you don't want it to look overwhelming, but really important school assignments that I had to kind of make stand out. And then yellow we have like the YouTube stuff, personal stuff is in blue. So that's kind of how I've been organizing this, and that's why it looks quite colorful. So like I said, I write the assignments during the time that I'm in those classes rather than writing in marketing class, you know, because that's kind of dumb. I know I'm in class during that time, and then I'll have free space after it when either I don't have class or I don't have like an appointment or something like that. And in that free space is when I kind of write the to-do list part. So all of these weekly to-dos are things I have to keep in mind, so I'll just like transfer one of these to-dos and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get that done on Monday after class, and I'll just write it in here, put a little checkbox next to it, and that kind of sets up a time frame of when I want to get it done. Because otherwise, if you just write a to-do list and you don't really assign it to a time, you're probably not going to get it done. This is how I stay the most productive, by having an overall to-do list and then assigning those to-dos 2 times. So for example, let's look at Wednesday. I had an exam that I had to take at 2 o'clock, and after that I didn't have any other classes, but I knew that I needed to go out and send this package, so I put the to-do send a package right after my exam. So I knew as soon as I walked out of the building and I'm done taking my exam, let me just go and send my package right after that, and that kind of sets up the time frame of when I'm going to do that, and I remember to get it done. It's kind of like assigning it as a task for yourself, and that's what keeps me most accountable. And then it also lets you look overall of when you have free time. So I have a big chunk of time right here on Thursday, and I could look at my general to-do list and be like, okay, let's just get one of these done right here at 2 o'clock on Thursday because I know I have that free time. So yeah, this is the most effective way I found to use my bullet journal so far, and hopefully you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Hopefully I explained it well so that you understand this mess that this is. And if you can tell here, I have these little blocks at the bottom. This was mostly because I had extra space, but I also intentionally did this because I wanted to write a little blurb about each day, just so that I remember that the days aren't only about work, it's not only about completing tasks, but you want to remember specific things from that day. So like I wrote a little blurb how I had strep and tonsillitis here. I wrote down a little list of things I was grateful for. This day was Halloween. So just like kind of keeping that personal element rather than it just be all about work. So I think once again, kind of going back to like the goals thing, keeping it personal, reminding yourself why you're doing all this work. It's a really good way just to kind of remember that there's more to your days. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about today specifically. So today is Friday and I have classes from 9 to 1. So this is when I had all my classes. I only had one assignment due, so that's why there's not really anything in here. But after that I have my to-dos that I wanted to get done after my classes. But I also didn't have enough room for the rest of the things I want to get done. So I'll usually take something like this, just this giant sticky note pad, place it on the other side and use that as my to-do list for the day. So this is my Friday to-do list. It didn't all fit right here, but I love using sticky notes. You can see them all throughout my bullet journal, and it's just another way to kind of extend the space that you have here onto another page. So if I were to open up my bullet journal right now, it's Friday, 4:30 in the afternoon. This is what I would look like. This is what I'm trying to get done for the day, as well as this, and that's how I'm staying organized. And then for the rest of November, I just created a spread for each week. So as you can see, it's the same exact setup with the vertical and the timetable and the little space at the bottom. I did that for throughout the whole of November, and I found that this is more effective for me personally than creating a single month at a glance on a page, like your typical box calendar style, because then I would just be writing things down twice. I'd rather just write the appointment or the assignment on the exact day that it's due or that I have to do it, and have it implemented into my weekly spread rather than forgetting to look back at my monthly spread. So for next week, I already have some things that I have to remember. So like I have a call with someone at 3:30 on Tuesday, and then I have registration for my classes on Friday at 7:05 a.m. So it just keeps me really accountable. It can help me plan the weeks ahead and help me not forget about things in the future. So yeah, this is how I've been setting up my bullet journal and how it's been working for me. I do have a little bit more at the end here that I wanted to show you that are just some extra spreads that I've been kind of testing out. So right here is just a YouTube and blog brain dump. So every time I have an idea or I have a to-do that I want to get done for either my YouTube or my blog, I just write it in here, or I grab a sticky note and just paste it in, and then I can take these ideas and then later implement them into my weekly spread or my weekly to-do list, just so that all my ideas stay organized, because I always have a million and one things running through my brain and I need to write them down or I will forget them. So like I said, this is just a big brain dump, and then I will organize these later. And then this next spread here is specifically for this new project that I'm working on called Goalvember, where I'm working towards my goals, and my goals for me personally are YouTube and my blog, but I've been trying out this timetable spread where I'm tracking the amount of time I spend on each of these things. All I did was set up a timetable for the month of November. This column here is all the days of the month, and then up here is the time 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. So basically any possible time that I would be awake and working, and then I'm just creating a colored block or colored chunk of time for whenever I'm working on these items here. So YouTube, my blog, and schoolwork. So basically right here from around 11:30 to 1:30 I worked on YouTube stuff. The pink is working on schoolwork outside of class, like studying, doing homework, things that are not actual class itself, and then working on my blog. So I wanted to create this to see how much time I'm dedicating to each of these items, each of these things that are my main goals for the month, and I can look over through the month and see how much time I dedicated to them in total. So at the end of each day, I'll just count up how long I spent on them, and hopefully this will just show me how much work I'm putting into it, how accountable I am. And yeah, this is just something I'm testing out. Who knows how well this will stay or how well it will work, but it's just a concept right now. So yeah, that is basically how my bullet journal has been working for me recently. I know it's a little bit intense, but it's quite simple once you just set up this structure. All you have to do is fill it out and start doing the things that are on your list. So hopefully this gave you some ideas. You don't have to follow this exactly, but maybe you can get some inspiration from it. And yeah, I mean, it's what's working for me. Alright, so that is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you get a little look into the craziness that is this and my life, and trying to keep myself organized. This is, like I said, my main source of organization, and I use it every day. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely make sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. And I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Stay tuned for the next video.